Look forward.
Okay, you can call it, will be better.
That's what you said.
Okay, Rodriguez.
Wait, as usual, there's not even one. Then we send them and say which one we can
You
use.
want to make
No
a
one.
move? Okay,
Yeah, a bit like this, no?
See? Perfect.
1, 2.
Listo?
Right. Check
Yep.
nada más.
Okay, check the sound please. Hello?
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 1, 2,
But
2.
don't hold it closer, just hold it like this because it's going to
Cheers.
stay there.
It's
We
gonna
don't have
stay
to
there.
move.
Right.
It's for all of us, like
Yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay, first of all, how did you create the idea of becoming Tree of Life?
It's a long time in the making. We've been doing tunes for, I don't know, 12 years or something?
2007 was the first one.
Yeah, and then one day we found Ellie under a tree, and then we thought he was not alive, but then he was alive. Then we created the Tree of Life.
How did you meet Ellie? How did you meet each other and start the first job together?
Well, obviously, growing up in Israel in the trance scene, I knew them as GMS, but not personally. After I started to make music and start to go around, I think we met in Brazil through Gabi record machines.
Yeah, that's where we made the first tune.
Yeah. And we did what was it? A-Team.
Yeah, the
was
A-Team.
the first team.
Yeah, the track.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and ever since then we've been kind of friends and always kind of been making music together. But this time we wanted to be more serious and kind of really create a project together with with a whole album and a concept behind it and a kind of a whole theme and stuff like that. So we kind of got together, made some time in the studio, and then got together and
It just came together and it just started
we
flowing and
doing the
flowing.
Tree of Life, basically.
Yeah.
Now we have 19 tracks.
Yeah. The idea was go for we can make an EP, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And first time already we came up with 4 tracks like in
Oops.
10 days. So we figure out something good is going on there and we should forward
Push
with
it.
Push it.
Push it hard.
That's what we did.
That's what she said.
Okay, this is the first time of Tree of Life in all the world, actually, not just in Mexico.
World
So
premiere. It is.
How did you prepare this process to the journey of your life for becoming one of the biggest projects in the psychedelic scene? How did you define this project, the style, the process, the audio, how the sounds of the Tree of Life?
Well, we don't want to say too much because it's a surprise. It's a world premiere today, so we don't want to kind of say too much to the audience. We're going to leave that for the audience to decide tonight. I mean, they should be happy that this is the first time that we're going to actually play all the tracks together and be on stage together.
The only thing I can
This
say
is
is
the world
I'm
premiere.
very excited to do it. Oh.
I'm gonna give you a hint. We're gonna kick your ass.
Okay, we would like to know more about what's the new comings from the next plans of Tree of Life.
Well, we just did 2 EPs now, and now basically we're focusing on releasing the album, getting it out, finding the artwork and stuff, which is always harder than making the actual music. And yeah, that's basically the plan.
Yeah, once we get the artwork, the album is done. The EP will come out, I think, this Monday.
Yeah, and then just to do more gigs around the world and stuff like that, more traveling and more gigs.
Okay, what does it represent for you Tree of Life? How do you feel about this project? I mean, you have more than 20 years working, but I guess for all you three, this represents one of the biggest projects in your career, right?
Yeah, for us, it's we don't really think of it in that way. We think of it more as fun and having a good time and coming together musically as artists. Basically, that's what's for us the challenge, and that's what's for us makes us feel good as artists. Is coming together and doing something new and creating something new, and everyone has their role. And doing that, it sounds different than if me and Bansi would do it alone, or if Ellie would do it alone. It's just kind of coming together and creating a sound that everyone is really happy with and that we're very excited about. That's basically the main thing for us,
Yeah.
We don't think of it in terms of, we're going to make a mega band or something like that. It's going to be the best project. We kind of look at it more from an artist perspective and see kind of what we can create and be creative and, how to put that in work.
What is that?
Yeah, I just can't wait for the people to hear it.
How is a day in the studio of Tree of Life? I mean, I know Elliot lives in Israel, you live in...
It's a night
Ibiza.
usually. It's not
Yeah,
a day.
Usually it's a night. We
Well-
work most in the night times like vampires.
Then you have more opportunity to work, because in the daytime the telephone goes, people come by, and in the nighttime there's no disturbance, and you can focus and do your thing.
Yes.
Well, I mean, a typical night is first you have to go out and buy enough drinks for the whole night. Make sure your stash is big enough, and then you basically start to work.
Wake up, watch the sunset.
You have plans to make like a Tree of Life tour in all the world?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
slowly, you know. I mean, because we each have our own projects also, but yeah, we're trying to incorporate those with our tours because we play many parties the same anyway. So, Tree of Life will definitely start playing a lot more.
We're planning a Brazil tour now at the moment, and I think Australia is on the making. But it's a very new project. Obviously, everybody knows our individual projects, but they haven't heard except for the EPs, they haven't heard the music yet. So I believe once the album will come out, that the big exposure
Big bang
will follow
happen,
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to release this in Omega? I mean, Ellie, you are from Omega, but you guys could choose any option in all the world.
Because Omega is a good option. I think he was the one that kind of fought for it the most.
It was-
and he's a good friend of all of us, so it was,
It was
nice.
it was not even a thought.
It was a natural way.
It was
to
a
go.
natural decision. Just yeah, of course. You know, it's not even.
Well,
Oh, where are we gonna release it? No.
musically,
We have the place. This is where it's gonna go.
musically it fits obviously because it's not progressive project.
Exactly.
Definitely not. It's trance and with a lot of psychedelic roots, and it felt the right place to be. It wasn't really a decision to make. It just felt that way.
Yeah, natural.
Okay, I see tracks of Tree of Life in 145 BPM, more full on, and then I see more progressive 138.
Mhm.
What do you think about this? I mean, you guys going to have like one more full on live and then one more progressive?
No,
What
we
is
will
the
kind of
decision?
start the live and make a story in the live. Basically, start a
Yeah.
little bit slower and then kind of
Big
go
wave.
up and go up. Yeah, I mean it's not really progressive. It's just a slower BPM, but the tracks are still pretty full power. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
it will fit in one show. You know, it's just we'll start a bit slower and then speed it up. It's not that it's
They just tell the full power tracks apart. That's the idea. If you play like 3-4 tracks that are strong in their arrangement and the production and busy sounding, then it's nice to put a little clean one in between to breathe for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
And,
anyway, I don't think a live set should just be one kind of thing. You know, it's nice to
Yeah.
create a story with a live show, and that's what we're trying to do, basically.
And the process of the album have a story. You guys just was making music, and then decide like, okay, we have 12 tracks ready for the album. Would you make like a process for create this album?
No, I mean, we kind of think about like, oh, maybe we need a track that's a little bit like this, or maybe we need a track that's more full on like that, or maybe we need one that's, you know, more like that. We kind of go on thinking as we're making, basically.
But the tracks kind of created themselves somehow. We start with something obviously, so we try to create something that fits together. Each one make his own sounds in his own computer, but we aim to one point that they will play nice with each other. Yeah. But there wasn't like a list that said, okay, we need one of those, check, one of these, check. And it just came out together basically. Each track has its own
character and its own.
Okay, talking about this, I think the psychedelic music, there is a lot of artists right now, a lot of projects, and basically most of those here like same. But we are listening right now, Tree of Life sounds very, very different, very unique, very fresh.
Thank you.
Do you think that still be possibility to create something new of the psytrance, not just the same
There is
thing?
always a possibility to create something new. I mean, you just have to be creative. The thing is now there's so many artists and stuff, and a lot of people are copying one, you know, copying from the other vibes, and we never really try to do that. We just try to start from completely scratch, from fresh, you know, and then just create its own vibe. I mean, I think anyone can do that if they really put
their heart into it.
and
energy.
If they
I
put
can
their
tell you
creativity into
in
it.
none of the tracks that we did, there was another track there in the arrangement.
Oh,
None.
This happens a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is that we are three people, so it sounds different because we bring three different
Influences.
heads into the same thing. You know, some track, for example, Rictum started and then we finished, so we had his character in the root of the tracks. Some which of I started, some of Bunny started. So each one of them already has his different foundation. Yeah. And that's already gave us the variety and in the color of sound. And another thing that I want to point out, it might sound fresh, but it actually, because it goes back. Yeah. It has
Retro
the-
stuff.
Yeah. It's sort of a retro perspective in modern production.
Yeah, done in a new way, basically.
Yeah.
But
Do you think the retro style is coming again, but with new high quality sound?
Retro has always been the thing that people want the most. If you look what people go crazy for on the dance floor, it's their old school sounds.
I agree. That's what started the whole story, and it will always come back and go, come back and go. But if something has roots, it has future.
Okay, the last question I would like to say, like, what do you have to say to the world about Tree of Life? This is the world premiere, so we want to know this.
We're gonna kick your ass.
we're not gonna say much. We're just gonna fucking let you hear the music and let you see rock.
That's right.
That's what we have to say. We're gonna let the music talk for itself, and then
We worked hard on that, and we are very excited.
Yeah,
to
very excited.
put it everything together at one point.
Finally be
1
able
hour.
to play it for the people.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you
All
very
right,
much
thanks
for
a lot,
this
then.
time. It's really, really great.